Hey, Shalom, Maki of Shalom. First thing and foremost, when we give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just going to be a real quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. This article came out today, May 8th. It says attorney shot, killed after getting into fight with angry customer at Houston McDonald's report. And this is why, we tell you brothers through the Spirit, inform ourselves to be very careful and to be circumspect, man. And if something ain't got nothing to do with you, just walk the other way, man. It's best to avoid a situation than to get into a confrontation with people because people are on edge, man. Okay, the economy is collapsing. People got that juice inside of them. And, I think they stated within the 2 or 3 year mark, people was going to start doing things that was seemingly unnatural. I was watching episodes of Black Mirror. And this whole show, mainly, I think this is the third, or maybe on the third season. But this whole season that I'm watching really deals with the MOTB. And it's causing people to act out in ways that's inconvenient and that's out of their control. Especially when the time we're in the time of mass judgment. So the Lord he's pulling out the punches out here, man. So how much more are we to be in conversation and to be in the Spirit to avoid confrontation at all costs if necessary, man, because these people ain't got no damn sense. So it says a 46-year-old attorney was killed in Houston, Texas over the weekend after getting into a verbal disagreement with the upset McDonald's customers, according to multiple reports. Now, first thing, let's pump the brakes. Let's halt here. For one thing, I'm not going to be going to no McDonald's. Second of all, I'm not going to be arguing with nobody in no McDonald's, man. Okay, those people that eat that type of food, I tell you the thing, right? They got spirits on them. Because out of all the reports and all the health deficiencies that this food has caused, people are still eating at this place. And you're a well-paid attorney. The hell you doing eating at Mickey D's, man? Like, you're a well-paid attorney. And I understand you may have to get some on the fly. But, hey, man, you got other alternatives to go to. McDonald's is fairly cheap for the most part, and it's full of chemicals, processed foods, synthetic, how do you say it? Synthetic chemicals, not natural foods. And people that eat this shit, they're not operating on a proper frequency, so they're very aggressive. Notice, like, when you used to eat a bunch of junk food, a lot of times you be aggressive, you ready to fight, you hyperactive, or you feel overly tired. It's because of the spirits that those foods bring. The foods have spirit on it, man. Scriptures tell you in Apocrypha that a man would be careful of his dainties. So watching what you eat. I understand you may want to pick up a burger, but hey, bro, you got several other places to get a hamburger from. Why the hell would you want to go to McDonald's? Which proves that Esau's a base man. Okay, you got the richest men on the planet Earth, but yet they're still eating at fast food restaurants like McDonald's. Like, get the hell out of here. But it says Jeffrey Limmer, 46, was pronounced dead after being shot several times on Saturday, a local news outlet, including the Houston Chronicles and ABC 13, reported. In Houston, man, it's like a no-go zone, man, because it ain't nothing but wicked jakes and aggressive jakes and bugged out black women that go there, okay, that live in Houston. I think like Houston got like a what? And I'm just hypothetically speaking, but Houston got goddamn what, a 70% Jake, fucking what, Jake, what do you call it? 70% Jake race or whatever you want to call it. Jake is like 70 to 80% of so-called African Americans that make up Houston. That ain't nothing but a nigga city. Niggas migrated from up north, Midwest to go down south to get cheap rents in Section 8. And they all migrated to Houston, which is a pretty big city. And now you have a cesspool of twerkaholics with skimpy wigs on, man. And Bati Boy Jakes. Pooh Shiesties. And it says, Jeffrey Lemmer was pronounced dead after being shot several times on Saturday in local news outlets, including the Houston Chronicles. It says the Houston police officers responded to shots being fired at the McDonald's and found the male unresponsible multiple gunshot wounds, the department said in the news release. The alleged shooter fled the crime scene in the early 2000s blue Ford pickup truck. It says, the alleged shooter was angry about McDonald's order, but before the gunfire, the alleged shooter was angry with the McDonald's employee over his order and demanding a refund, reported citing detectives. It reads, Limmer tried to de-escalate the situation, but his attempt led to the alleged shooter focusing on him, meaning mind your business. Okay, if this nigga is complaining because they didn't put enough mac sauce on his double cheeseburger, then let him complain to the workers about that. You know, why you gonna sit up here and get yourself involved in some tyranny? But, you know, hey, this could be the judgment of the Lord, because it is the judgment of the Lord, because this guy, he could have been, you know, a lot of times attorneys, they practice to become prosecuting attorneys. You know, he could have been a DA, not a DA, a defense attorney, then he could have been practicing to be a prosecuting attorney, which prosecuting attorneys are wicked as all hell, man, because no matter what evidence you throw to prove that you're not guilty, a prosecuting attorney whole attempt and their whole notion is to lock you up indefinitely, man. You know, that's the whole thing of a prosecuting attorney. So you have a prosecuting attorney, it's like devil's advocate, you know, and he probably sentenced to Jake based on tainted evidence to 100 years. Because one thing about in Houston, even though that's pretty much Jake populous, they will give a nigga 1,000 years for a petty crime out there, man. Because Texas is one of the red states, and they don't play with Jake down there, you know. So, hey, this was the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because he probably sentenced the nigga up the river for 100 years, and the Lord got him back. You know, but they would never say on how many bribes he took or how many cases that he's tainted. Because one thing about these attorneys, you got to understand, man, these judges, these court officials, they're all crooked. They're all dirty. At the end of the day, they don't mean us no well. You know, but it says Limmer tried to de-escalate the situation, but his attempt led to the alleged shooter focusing on him. Right, because for the simple fact, mind your business. The two began fighting, and Limmer pushed the alleged shooter to the ground. And according to the Houston-based TV station, the angry customer then went to his car, got a gun, and allegedly shot Limmer. So the minute that he probably didn't even tell him he was leaving out, but you kind of know when somebody going to get something, you know, and that should have been your first key to get up out of there. Because like I said, today people, they ain't got it. They're losing their minds, man. Okay, people are getting shot at mere traffic stops. You go in there, you ask for a refund, the cash register, the what do you call these people? The checkout agent will pull a gun out on you, man. You know, it's something as simple as fighting over a gas pump or a slight verbal agreement can end you in the spirit world. This is why, hey, brothers, it's good to mind your business, keep your focus on the truth, and keep your mouth shut. If it don't concern you, don't deal with it, okay? Same thing, man, for Jake be getting into these altercations because of these women. Look, man, don't be getting involved with these women's beef, because a lot of this shit happens over beef over a woman. Not saying this incident was that, but a lot of these incidents take place because Jake be beefing over women. Okay, that's how most Jakes end up with the lengthy prison sentence or in the grave somewhere. You know, 18, 19-year-old men shooting it out over some wig-wearing, colorful, hair hat-wearing harlot. It ain't worth it. But it says Jennifer Thomas, Latimer's sister, of course, told ABC that her parents were at their granddaughter's graduation when they got the news of their son's death. It says he loved fiercely in his family and friends, Thomas told the outlet, always laughing, making jokes, and just loving life. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he didn't sentence a lot of nigga up the river. Limmer lived near the McDonald's where he was killed and went frequently, according to Thomas. But knowing Jeff, he was the one who always says, calm down, it's not that big of a deal, and divert the situation. But he always wanted to fight for the little guy and do the right thing. But it says Limmer worked as an associate in Louis Briarba's Houston office, according to the law firm website. And it says Thomas called her brother a good Samaritan who was trying to do the right thing by not letting those employees in McDonald's go through that. Well, for one thing, if they wanted your service, they should have hired you. Point blank, period. Your job is to fight a case or a battle in court, not outside of court. That wasn't your battle, bro. Okay, scriptures even go into sometime, you know, a men have to flee from a battle. You know, sometimes you got to flee from certain situations. Even that don't make you scared of a punk. But, hey, you live to fight another day or survive another day. You know, if it's a situation that's not looking too good in your favor, you might have to get the hell up out of there. The prophets had to flee for their lives all the time. Doesn't mean that they was punks or they was cowards or they couldn't eliminate the opposing threat, but it's a time and place for everything, man. And you basically fought a battle that wasn't your battle to fight, and you ended up in the spirit world, which is judgment. All right. So this is the book of Ephesians 5 and 15. And the reason says, see that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, that guy was a fool. He wasn't wise, because I'm not going to argue with somebody over a damn hamburger. If you want to throw the hamburger at the cash register, then go ahead and do it. That's your business. Because in my opinion, you probably was arguing with a nigga woman. And you know that those black women down in Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, St. Louis, them black bitches got serious attitude problems, man. And a lot of times, man, when you dealing with the customer service of these fast food restaurants, a lot of times it make you want to fuck one of them up, man. So, hey, you already dealing with an irate customer. Don't get involved in that. Somebody want to throw a goddamn Big Mac or a McRib at a nigga woman, then that's his business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Fix the nigga McRib right. Shit, hey. And then once she throw the McRib at you, you file an assault charge, then hire me so I can take your money. That's how I would have played that. You know what I'm saying? But see, they don't think like that, because Esau Edom, you know, he wants to be the Cape Crusader. He thinks he's Batman until he finds out that he's really not. You know, and this is why you Edomites are getting jacked up, because I'm pretty sure this nigga was an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? But let me double check. He could have been a Jake, but I'm Jeffrey Limmer. It sounds like that's an Edomite, bro. Look this guy up real quick. Yeah, of course. A Tucker Carlson looking dude. See if they show it. Oh, yeah. You know he was a piece of shit. Well, hey, shit. So be it. Like I said, he looked like he didn't like Jakes anyway, man. And, you know, and I'm just saying, you know, just off experience and just knowing how these people are. These people don't give a damn about our people, man. You know, trying to play cops, man. Look, you a lawyer. Nigga, you off the clock. That ain't your business. You're a regular civilian like everybody else. You know, trying to break shit up. Nah, bro. We ain't in the time for that. Because people gonna do what they want to do. But it says, seeing that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, man. Okay? The days are evil. Okay? Now look up the word wise. It goes into wisdom. This is why we look up words here. Wisdom, keeping your wits about you. Sophos, right? Skilled, expert, cultivated, learned. Okay? Forming the best plans, using the best means for their execution. Wisdom. You know? If I see somebody out there fighting and I'm seeing somebody out there putting hands on a woman, I'm not getting involved in that. That ain't got nothing to do with me, man, because I know how I feel if somebody got involved in one of my affairs. I already know how I'm going to feel about that, and I'm going to take my frustration out on that person and the person I'm with. So you just basically caused a double situation for nothing, you know? But it's all through the Spirit. Redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, okay? Understanding what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord is for us to not be engaging in these conflicts if we don't have to. It says, be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, man. Filled with the Holy Spirit. So the minute you go out into the matrix, the minute you plug up into the matrix and go to your job, man, hey, shit, you got to be in bullet time mode. You got to dodge shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless it comes directly down your pipe, then, hey, some things you just got to just avoid, okay? Because people, they don't mind their business, and this is why people get jacked up, all right? So this is the book of Sirach 11, and I'm going to start at verses, let's start at verses 5. It says, many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown. Meaning you got men like Esau. Esau doesn't deserve to be a ruler over the earth, but time and chance, the Lord is fair. He doesn't deserve to have any type of power. This man is the lowest at all, and he's the lowest of the nations. But to show you what the power of the Lord do, because when you look on TV, he's Captain Marvel, he's Batman, he's Superman, you know, he's Spider-Man, he Miss Marvel, you know, he's all these extravagant characters. But when you look at his nature and his track record, he's nothing but the devil. And the reason it says, many mighty men have been greatly disgraced, and an honorable delivered into other men's hands. Now, according to this world, he was an honorable man because he's an attorney, which the word attorney means to turn around. It says, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, then rebuke, okay? But in this case, he had no right to even involve himself in that matter because it was not dealing with him, okay? But see, when you go to court, that's when this should have came into play. But we know through the court systems, they don't use logic, you know? And this place is wicked because they lock you up, and to prove you got to prove you're innocent, which shows you that arresting somebody without any evidence is wicked as hell. You got to have evidence or witnesses to say that this person did it. And you got to have unbiased witnesses, man. You know, to say, well, look, we saw this person do this and that. You can't lock somebody up because somebody called and said, yeah, he has a gun in the house. Like, you can't come and arrest somebody for no shit like that. Or he hit somebody. Like, what proof do you have? Then they lock you up, you know what I'm saying? And then you're locked up until your court date. You're basically guilty because why am I behind bars? You know? Then you catch a motherfucker in an act, then that's different. But it says here, blame not before thou hast examined the truth, understand first, then rebuke. It says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt the man in the midst of their talk, but strive not in a matter that concern thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. Yeah, you know that guy, whoever was barking at the cashier, I already know he wasn't in the right spirit. I mean, he's eating Mickey D's for Yahweh Shem Yahweh shot sick. The hell you thought was going to happen? You know, we've seen firsthand what those sandwiches do to people. Like when the chicken sandwich came out at Popeyes, man, back in 2019. I mean, you had people climbing through drive-through windows. I mean, Big Shirley's putting hands on cashiers because the chicken sandwich was that damn good. So that shows you right there. These people ain't to be treaded softly. Okay? And the Lord is going to judge them in due time. It says, my son, meddle not with many matters. For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And you wasn't innocent. You should have minded your business. Okay? It ain't worth arguing over a Big Mac. Okay? And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither should thou escape by fleeing. And he couldn't flee because homeboy grabbed the blicky and bam, you know what I'm saying? And he ended his life, you know? Now he's in the spirit world. And the Lord is telling him, shaking like, see, this is what happens, man. You know? A couple of precepts here. Sirach 1 and 22. Matter of fact, it's a couple of scriptures here. Proverbs 29:22, it says, an angry man stirs up strife, and a furious man abundant in transgression. Meaning that's the crashing out scripture. Dude was looking to crash out on somebody, you know, and that's Jake's turn. Jake said they gonna crash out. Niggas is in crash out mode. This is crash out season. Right up until the missiles come, it's gonna be crash out season all around us. You know, an angry man stirred up strife, and a furious man abundant in transgression. Okay, Sirach 1 and 22. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury should be his destruction. Crash out spirit. Sirach 10 and 18. Matter of fact, Sirach 28 and 8. And it reads here, abstain from strife, and thou should diminish thy sins. Okay? Meaning, hey, you strive with that guy, you just as guilty as he is. For a furious man will kindle strife. Okay? But the scriptures say, strive not with the bold fellow or with the furious man. Because if he overtake your ass, then shit. That's it. You know, when a guy's in that spirit, sometimes you're like, you know what? I can't really deal with this right now, man. This is a little bit harder for, you know, this is a little bit above my pay grade. You know? So you got to be careful out here, brothers, man. You know, stay in the spirit. Scriptures goes into a bold fellow as well. Sirach 8 and 15. Travel not by the way with the bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee. For he would do according to his own will, and thou should perish with him through his folly. So that crash out spirit. People is in a crash out spirit now. So, hey, if you don't want to get caught up in that wrath, man, it's best to escape it's best to not be around it, or, you know, just be away from that shit. You know? Verses 16, matter of fact, 15. It says, trouble not by the way with the bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he would do, yeah, I read that already. Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. Okay? So, hey, man, be careful when you see these niggas out of line and bugging out, because it's probably Jake that did it. You know, but we'll find out. But when you see people that's in that type of spirit, that ferocious spirit, hey, man, sometimes it's best to just back off. You know, you ain't got to test your manhood against these fucking people. These people are already giving over to Satan. It ain't a thing of pride, and pride has got a lot of men sent to the spirit world. And as we coming into this truth, we are learning we ain't got shit to prove.
Now, if a motherfucker bring it to us and we got to do what we got to do, then that's different. But in the meantime, man, try to avoid confrontation at all costs. It won't get you nowhere but locked up in the spirit world, or locked up because you sent somebody to the spirit world. And Esau, they're gunning for men like us, okay? They'll set people up to come fuck with you so you can be justified on putting hands on them, and then they'll lock you up and say, oh, you incited it. So you got to be real careful, man. Okay, the scriptures say we walk through the battlements of the city. It's nothing but a trap out here. So I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you will edify into the next lesson. Shalom.